Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la Esperanza Vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. I am broadcasting from bed. I have kind of like a tickle in my throat or something. I don't know. I was out shopping earlier and went and got some things at the store. Then I ended up at the corner store over here. And I was talking to the guy that works there, my homie that works there. And like as we were standing there talking, I was just like, oh, like I feel like I'm getting a cold like right now, like right meow, like right meow. So I don't know. Oop, I just don't feel that good. I was thinking though. I was thinking about I was thinking about, stick with me now, the difference between the way things seem and the way things are. And, you know, throughout my life, I've struggled with the kind of like the Cassandra complex, you know. If you don't know, that's a reference to a mythological figure whose curse was that she could see things, but nobody would believe her. Nobody believed anything she said. And yeah, you know. So if you don't know, now you know. Anyway, I was thinking today about, you know, the circus, right? The circus of two buffoons, the circus of the two fools that we all want to get swept up into. The thing about it is that, as far as I can see, it's much larger than that. And it's not like if one buffoon does this, then everything's all good. And if one buffoon does that, then everything's all bad. Because it's not about the buffoons. It's about you and me. I was thinking about our capacity to get swept up in the process without taking a bird's eye view and seeing. You and me, we're human beings. We like to feel our senses, and we like to think. We do like to think, you know. I was thinking about how, while we're energetically participating in this theater production, that, you know, other things are probably happening, right? In outer space and time. You know, we're not the center of the universe, you know? I mean, we're the center of our universe. And Leo's season will remind us of that. You know what I mean? if we let our light shine, we will attract the right, bodies into our soul system, This astrologer, Haley Comet Astrology, was talking about that on her video this past week. She's great. I love her. Yeah, I don't feel that good. Sorry. But I was thinking about, here comes your friendly neighborhood tarot card reader with my Bible today. Okay. This is how I'm coming at you today. But if you've never read the Bible, it's a good read. I've read the Bible, and mostly, like, when I did read it, I was a lot younger. I am not, I don't follow any particular religion. I believe, though, like, I'm a huge believer. Like, I'm a massive believer. What do I believe in? Love. Yeah. Well, I've read the Bible before, and ever since I read it, I've read parts of it. Like, I've never, like, read it again. You know what I mean? And as far as I am concerned, literally, the book of Matthew, y'all, like, it's full of bangers. The book of Matthew is full of bangers. Like, if you're gonna cherry pick the Bible, like, check out book of Matthew. Literally full of just, and we'll go through that a little bit here. But a particular passage, or what do you call them? See, like, this is how, like, I don't even know what to call the passages. Like, you have, like, a chapter, and then you have, like I'm in Matthew 27:44, right? And then, I don't know how to call it. But I want to point out, how interesting. Check this out. In this Bible, the page number 1111. Isn't that something? And that's the page that I wanted to talk about, and I never noticed that until just now. And I want to talk about the whole book of Matthew. But this is what I wanted to point out. So throughout the book of Matthew, like, Jesus has been doing everything, literally. Genealogy of Jesus, the Messiah. Joseph accepts him as his son. The Magi escape to Egypt, return to Nazareth. John the Baptist, the baptism of Jesus. Tested in the wilderness, are you going to eat those rocks? Like, whatever. Jesus starts to preach, calls his disciples, heals the sick. Sermon on the Mount, salt in the light. Okay, before I do the one I was going to do, let's talk about this. Matthew 5:13. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are a light of the world. A town built on the hill can't be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives to light everyone in the house. In the the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. If that's not Leo energy calling, I don't know what is. Okay? And actually, this version of the Bible happens to be the one I have at home, which is, I think, New International. I prefer the King James. That's New International. That's just... who doesn't love that? You know what I mean? Like, so gorgeous. So, yeah, a lot goes on in Matthew. Pretty much if you just read the book of Matthew, like, you'll get a lot out of it, for sure. And the book of Mark that comes after is, like, pretty much the cliff notes to this, but whatever. So what I wanted to think about today, or what I was thinking about today, and it actually led me to President Lincoln's speech, right, which is probably exactly what the they that is they wants us to be thinking about. And I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about us, like us as people, and not as like constituents, you know? Okay, so Jesus is healing all these people. The Pharisees are like, what are you doing on the Sabbath? And then this one day, they're like, okay, whatever. The people bring him to a guy that's like possessed by demons, and he's also deaf and mute. He's got a lot of issues. So then they brought him to a demon-possessed man who was blind and mute, and Jesus healed him so he could both talk and see. All the people were astonished and said, could this be the son of David? Like, could it possibly be, after he was performing like literally every miracle ever? Could it possibly? Okay, but when the Pharisees heard this, they said, it's only by Beelzebul, the prince of demons, that this fellow drives out demons. You can see why I don't like the lexicology of this, or lexicology, the way that this is written, the way that this is translated. I'm not. Oh, it's fine. It's what we have. Jesus knew their thoughts. Jesus knew what they were on, and he said to them, every kingdom divided against itself will be ruined. And every city or household divided against itself will not stand. And that's what I wanted to think about today, because it's like, while we sit here, kind of getting into petty arguments with each other, with our own family members, with our own brothers and sisters, with our own patria, right? Meanwhile, the enemy lurks in the shadows and can strike so easily at any time. We're not taking care of things that we need to take care of when we're arguing about who's the better buffoon, or who's the least buffoonistic of the buffoonalia, like, if we're sitting here, kind of like struggling to wrap our heads around petty, not that, any major leaders of our planet, that's not like a petty or thing to be dismissed, but also, zoom out and consider that there's a possibility that, there's a high probability, I'm pretty convinced that that we live in a tactical situation. that the space and time that we occupy is undergoing massive shifts and changes, and there will be ones who will maintain freedom and love and connection and procreation, and there will be ones who thrive off pain and destruction. Who you gonna be, man? Whoever you are, I might consider loving you, because this book says that Jesus himself talked about love your enemy. So I might love you anyway.